Hey guys, it's me again. I'm coming back to talk to you about the issue and social injustice of abortion and to really process some new ideas, some new thoughts that I've been getting about the issue. I'll say that I've had some weeks to pray about it, to think about it, and to kind of process with God what's going on, what's your heart behind this, what are the issues behind this. And honestly, a lot of what he's been showing me is not about abortion, but actually about other issues. And I believe what he's saying is we can't single out this issue of abortion as worse than anything else or as different from anything else, because I believe it's connected to a lot of other things. So I want to talk to you about three things that could be sewing into the issue of abortion and encouraging abortion as a whole. So the first is the heart of the Father. Understanding the heart of the Father. I believe that we have a misunderstanding of what God feels, a misunderstanding of what God thinks, and a misunderstanding of how God reacts and how close he is. The second thing is I think we have an identity crisis in the church. And the third thing is I think we have a misunderstanding of masculinity. So the first one, the heart of God. I've really been praying and processing, God, what's on your heart concerning abortion? What's on your heart concerning this issue of justice? And really what I've gotten from him more than anything else is love, compassion, fierce love. He is zealously passionate about his people, and he is compassionate towards those who are under the oppression of the enemy. The heart of Jesus, as seen on the cross, is, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. It's compassion towards those. Whatever the case is, Jesus shows compassion. Jesus loves you, and Jesus has a plan for you from this day forward. And he wants you to follow that because he wants to give you life. He wants to give you life abundantly. That's what he said he came to do. Jesus said that his words bring life. The Spirit gives life, and he came to give life and life abundantly. So his heart is compassionate. He loves family. He longs for family to be brought together again. And so the second point is identity. We have an identity crisis in the church, and we don't understand the roles that God has given us, the God-given roles of man and woman. In the beginning, God created man to be the one who named the animals, the one who tended the garden, the one who communed with God. And man and woman are both equally responsible to commune with God and to cultivate the place of intimacy, the garden. But man was given the authority over all creation, over the family. I know a lot of people have issues with authority because you've been hurt, because we've been hurt, because we've been rejected by authority, because there's a weird stigma with authority where there's authority that tries to take advantage, and that's not God's design. I just want to say that authority is not evil. Authority is beautiful if it's done well. It's a powerful tool. And there have been many who have abused that tool, but that's not to say that the concept of authority is evil. I believe that men are supposed to have authority, and I'll talk about that in a little bit, but our identity as men and women of God is to raise family, to be family. You know, when Jesus came, it's so that he could give us the Spirit of truth, the Spirit of adoption that allows us to cry out to our God as Father. And so that was God's desire from the beginning. He says in the Old Testament prophets that he is like a husband. He says in Hosea, that in that day you will no longer call me my master, but my husband. He longs for family, for intimacy, for vulnerability, and even the messiness of family. He loves family relationships, and that's the way he created it in the beginning. Man and woman were family with God. And so that's part of identity, is we are supposed to be a family unit. We're supposed to work together and to understand our weaknesses and our strengths, and to cover for each other, not to be selfish. And that kind of goes into the masculinity thing, is men, we are created to be strong, to be workers, to be providers, to be fighters, to be warriors, tender warriors who love and cherish and nurture our wives, but are strong and leading and clear-minded, and who have a vision for life. And oftentimes we've been hurt by authority, so we reject the whole view of, men should be the leaders. But I believe that there's a beautiful innocence and a purity when men take the initiative to lead, to work hard, to be the providers, because in every woman's heart there's a longing to be provided for. And so I guess you might be asking, how does this relate to the issue of abortion? But let me talk to you about that. It's if men would understand that God is a father and he loves children and he hates death, we would have a completely different view of abortion, and we would not even give it time of day. Like we would do whatever it takes. We would work hard, we would sell things, whatever we would have to do to provide for this child, to deal with the issues that are going on or whatever. But I believe if we had the heart of the Father, if we as men understood our masculine place and received the heart of the Father, that abortion would probably not be nearly what it is today. It would maybe even be non-existent, because if we support our families and we cover our families and we fight for our families, then those lies that come in and accuse women and accuse men, those wouldn't be as prevalent. They would be easily spotted, I believe. And so all that to say, let's get the heart of God. As a church, as a people, as family, let's get the heart of God towards each other, towards the lost, towards children, towards the unborn, towards social issues, because all of it is connected. All of it is connected to these root issues of our hearts. And if we receive the Father's heart, then these lies and these sin issues of our hearts won't define our lives, and actually won't even really affect our lives, because we'll be crucified with Christ, as it says in Galatians, and we'll be able to walk in the Spirit and be led by the Spirit as true sons of God. Let me try to summarize it really quickly. I believe abortion comes from a wrong identity. And I believe that there's deep compassion in the heart of the Father for all of us who are, no matter where we're at. He loves us exactly how we are, and he has a plan for us to grow. I believe that this is the message of the gospel, and that it is in this time that we as men and as women need to take our place and understand what it means to be men and women of God, to understand what it means to be sons of the King and the bride of Christ, and to walk out as that, and to love our families, to protect our families, and to pray for our families and for our nation. And so I bless you guys. Thanks for watching. I know it's kind of a rough topic. It's really dangerous, but I want to say there's compassion for you, and there's grace for you to walk out in strength, to grow, to take that next step, and to become more like Jesus, and to never be defined by your past. So I bless you guys, and thanks for watching. Subscribe and comment below. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts. But anyways, peace out.